Welcome! So, there's two reasons that I'm doing this video. One is that I just kind of wanted to do the idea when I finished Omori, if you didn't see that, I had the finale, and really great game. I'm definitely going to do the alternate pathway, alternate ending type thing. I don't really know what to call it. But the Hikikomori path, where not really spoilers because it happens really early, where basically I stay inside in the real world instead of going out with my friends, and I don't know anything past that, because I just beat the main story without spoiling myself, and I don't want to spoil myself on the next one. But anyway, so the idea for this video is these are the characters, and most of them are in the poses when they do the special attack, but I altered them a little bit. Like Omori, I gave him the normal standing with a knife set, and then I changed mostly their arms and poses whatnot to accommodate their equipment, because the whole idea behind this is that I gave them, I'm drawing their weapons and their equipment that they had at the end of the game that I have. So for Omori, I gave him the top hat from the Ghost Party, but I'm not sure if I don't think I ever used it in battle, because I think I didn't go to the Ghost Party until after I'd beaten, I guess, a boss. I guess I won't spoil this video because I won't assume that you've seen the whole playthrough, but I switched on the top hat after a late boss. I switched out from Hector Jr., but since at the end of the game I technically put on the top hat, I gave him the top hat. Plus I think he looks funny in it. Is the main thing. I tried to imitate the style, so I am pretty good at working from a reference. Like I've done some portrait paintings and whatnot, and if you're wondering why I changed the background to pink, it's because a lot of the lines that show through in the other characters are pink, and so I just set that as the background so it would kind of seep through. And I used a specific kind of pencil tool so that it would kind of have this sketchy look. And what I was saying is that I can work pretty well from a reference, but for some reason I try not to imitate drawing styles very much, because it always looks a little bit off to me. You can judge, I guess, how it turns out. I think it turned out pretty good, without being like the greatest thing that I've ever done. So Aubrey, I had the sweetheart bust with the seer goggles as her loadout, and then Kel, I had the chicken ball and the bunny ears just so I could max out his speed so that his running gun would just hit like an absolute monster. And then Hero, I had a teapot and then an onion ring. And so I wasn't sure whether I was like, okay, do I put the onion ring on the teapot? Do I put it in his mouth? So I ended up putting the onion ring as a bracelet, which I think is pretty funny. But oh my gosh, I got so emotional. At a lot of points throughout the game, but all of that in the ending, and the finale was nearly 2 hours long, and so there was a lot of stuff in the finale, and it was really emotional. I've been listening to several songs in the soundtrack, just on Spotify, and so I use them in this video. If you don't recognize them, where I have Duet, Omori, and White Space that I use at the end of this video. if you're curious and you want to look it up yourself, because it's on Spotify or YouTube and whatnot. And I think the whole soundtrack is great, but particularly Omori, because it's 4 minutes long, and I usually like listening to longish songs, and it's very dramatic and brings up a lot of different emotions in me, mostly like sad. Because I'm weird like that. That's usually what I do. I either get really high energy and manic, and so I just want to listen to all these super loud, super hype songs, or I just want to listen to these really sad or really like impressive musically pieces. But yeah, if I didn't mention before, I decided to group my whole playthrough into little compilations where I do the funniest parts and I edit it a little bit. And I've already done one, which is the first 19 episodes, and it took a while. I guess in terms of like days, like lengths of days, not that much, but in terms of the amount of time I spent on it in those couple of days, it was a lot for me. But yeah, I think it's really good, and there are a lot of parts of it that I thought were really funny. Some of it that I remembered, and some of it that I completely forgot because I just rambled on for 19 hours throughout the entire series. And yeah, so I thought that the team together and their equipment would make a great thumbnail for that. And I mean, the video should be up unless you're watching this in like literally the first couple of hours. If you're watching this right when I post it, then by 3 p.m. the first compilation will release. And I recommend that. But yeah, if you're watching it any other time, then you can watch the compilation that I use this thumbnail for. And I'd say I like how I drew Aubrey. She doesn't exactly look like she's like, it doesn't like perfectly match the Omocat style, which none of them really do, even though I think they look pretty okay. But I think Hero looks the jankiest. Like, his limbs are a little bit awkward if you look at them too long. But I think overall it's pretty good. Thank you to my patron, the Abyss Acolyte, Etik Navrod. And I mean, I spent a ton of time and emotional investment in Omori, and I spent a lot of time and effort on the compilation, so I want you to see it, not just to promote myself, but because I actually think it's really good and funny at parts. But yeah, if you, as always, my links and stuff, if you want to get a hold of me or look at my different platforms and whatnot, are in the description of every video, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and until next time, viewers.